Hello, everybody. Welcome to the RavenCast, episode 10. Today, we'll be talking about the how North Korea is a cult and how what they do in the country and how they torture their citizens, and basically how North Korea, you basically go there, there's no human rights. Nith can explain more on that.
Yeah.
Great explanation there, buddy. Great explanation. Really. Okay, so here.
There's a lot of no human rights because they're all limited on what they can do. I mean, the internet...
Yeah, they're limited on what they could do. It's basically a communist country.
Well, right. Hold on. So basically, so when they have like the recordings of Korea and stuff, they're all pretending to be on the internet. It doesn't even work. The internet is so limited. It's more than China. You can, like how China is, they have a restriction of access and information on their servers. But Korea, they don't even have servers. They don't let them, their civilians or citizens, go access the internet. They don't let them do anything. Around their border is landmines and areas that are like dead man's land where people get killed by landmines. Quite literally,
they also have it in the law. They also have it in the law too, where you can't even go if you got caught on like a website that's banned from there, that's not an approval. They will arrest you and execute you publicly for just going on the wrong website.
When the people do escape North Korea, their whole family also gets killed. Or
yeah.
As a YouTube channel I follow,
like
does a YouTube series called Darknet Diaries. He actually interviewed someone, a female who's now is in her 30s. By the time when she escaped North Korea, she was just 19, and she used malware to get out. She was able to hack someone's identification, was able to copy their passports, and got out. And the way she talked about it was her family didn't have water, didn't have food. They had to scrounge for whatever the clothing they had, and they used to have to bathe in a dirty river.
They restrict you on like the market. They restrict you on vehicles, bikes, motorways, being out late at night. They restrict you on food, grocery, what you can eat, what you can buy, how much money you get.
Actually, their country is so starved, the rats themselves are starving. To put it in perspective.
And what's even worse is that
like the rats themselves, themselves can't even eat.
Yeah, literally, the rats themselves can't even fucking eat. Half the buildings are just empty and barren. For the most part.
And what makes
Kim Jong-un, like, doesn't he have like a bunch of money?
Yeah, he's got his own private airport. He's got his own private tanks.
Well, see,
he has everything he needs, everything he wants.
Because the way they teach their culture there is that he's pretty much Jesus Christ, and that everybody has to send him their food, their clean
like
water.
Muslim countries.
And what's even worse
it's
is
kind of similar to the African country, which I can't pronounce the name. I'll have to do that for tomorrow's episode. But it's basically like the African country that we're going to cover tomorrow. That shit's just as bad as North Korea, in my opinion. But we'll save that for another. But like.
So we're going to go ahead and get started then. Zoron, feel free to tune in to the stream.
This is going to get very entertaining very quickly.
What stream?
Yeah.
I'm share screening and going live on my end, so that way you can watch, because this is the clip that we're going to be covering regarding North Korea.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Ready for this one. Hold on. Let me let this baby frog outside.
Really?
There we go. All right, we can start.
To live under the rule of one of the most secret curiosity and concern worldwide. On the surface, North Korea, under Kim Jong-un's rule, is a realm shrouded in mystery and uncertainty. The nation's isolation, both self-imposed and international, has made it difficult to gather complete and accurate information. Underneath this veil of secrecy, however, lies an intricate tapestry of power dynamics, political maneuvers, and a populace living under a tightly controlled regime.
Are you streaming?
It's a world where every aspect of life is dictated by the state, where personal freedoms are limited, and where dissent is not tolerated. North Korea's impenetrable exterior has made understanding its inner workings a challenging task. However, to truly comprehend the enigma that is Kim Jong-un's rule, we must first delve into the timeline of his reign. In the year 2011, a young Kim Jong-un ascends to power following the death of his father, Kim Jong-il. The world watched with bated breath as this youthful, untested leader took the reins of an enigmatic nation. The uncertainty was palpable. Some hoped for a breath of fresh air, a break from the iron-fisted rule of his father. Others feared the continuation of a legacy marked by oppression and isolation. Yet, as the dust settled, it became clear that Kim Jong-un was no radical reformer. He tightened
Can you
his
pause
grip
it real
on
quick?
power, using
So basically, his father was a piece of shit ruler, and Kim Jong Un just became worse.
Well, not just worse, but he also turned to a point where, like, his father was notorious for like picking certain women out of like highly known groups that were like great, graduating students of college, and was known for having sex with them on top of his wife. Like, notorious for doing shit like that.
Oh, what?
Kim Jong-un still does that. In fact,
Yeah,
it's
his son does
considered
that.
a royalty. It's considered their fucking royalty.
Literally,
they
literally treat it as if, like, they literally treat it as if the same way that drinking the blood of Christ is treated.
No, it's different. It's almost like a royalty measure. It's the same kind of construct that they had in the Edo period of Japan, almost under the samurai, and ancient warrior lords and shit.
Type.
They were nothing more than concubines. They were viewed as like seats of power, but they had no power ultimately at all, and they were just used to come and dump.
It pretty much living sex dolls.
Yeah, and Kim Jong-un is just as responsible for this. Kim Jong-un does the same shit
all the time.
His own father did. Yeah, they're both the same. The difference between Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un is Il brought this legacy or the regime to North Korea and pretty much created the communism that exists in North Korea that ultimately harms and dysfunctionalized their government, dysfunctionalized the people, and made the people suffer. And Kim Jong-un's just continuing it.
And not only that, but but Kim Jong Un's grandfather was the same way. That's why South Korea broke away, because the past leaders have always been piece of shit rulers who treated the people like shit. And South Korea wanted to be a democracy because they were tired of the dictatorship. Because that's what this is. It's like a dictatorship. It's kind of like a cult. Because if you don't follow the leader, you die, basically. You're dead. You're executed in public streets.
Well, all they teach you there is how good and how great this leader is. You don't ever learn about anything outside of their country. No, Trent, let me finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
They don't ever teach you about anything outside of their country. They don't ever teach you how anything ever works or functions. It is literally just ownership and complete like slavery and servitude to one independent structure of a person and of a human being, which is their leader. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, but if you try to learn anything about like world history outside of it, they consider that a horrific sin
act and a
they consider that as treason
and blasphemous sin,
blasphemy.
And that must be punished with death.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if it's a female victim, in this particular case, if it's a female one, they'll rape her with certain objects and then kill her afterwards. As at least according to the stories I've heard.
Had done. His rule mirrored his father's in many ways, with an emphasis on maintaining the status quo and a relentless pursuit of military might. The world's initial hope for change was swiftly replaced with a sobering realization. Kim Jong-un was not his father, but his policies echoed the past. And so began the era of Kim Jong-un, a period marked by continued isolation and an intensified focus on military power. Under Kim Jong-un's rule, fear and control became the tools of governance. This was not a reign characterized by benevolence or compassion, but rather a reign where power was wielded with a firm and unforgiving hand. Kim Jong-un's regime thrived on the politics of fear. This fear was instilled through various methods, the most notorious being the purges. These purges were systematic and brutal, designed to eliminate any perceived threat to his rule. High-ranking officials, military officers, even members of his own family were not immune from these purges.
So I'm gonna pause it right here to explain the purges a little bit.
Because it gets worse.
So there was actually there was an uncle that Kim Jong-un had that disagreed with something on Kim Jong Un and completely erased him from North Korean history.
Killed him
And erased him from history, from time itself. Their own country believed he was eradicated from existence. That he's a god that just snapped his finger, that Thanos snapped.
Perfectly balanced as all things should be.
And he did that to his he did that to his own uncle.
Yes.
Yeah.
His own uncle.
Yeah.
Just because his uncle disagreed with his leadership.
Not leadership, but it was something stupid.
He disagreed with a
can't remember what it
policy that he was going to implement involving the
It was
purges.
basically like that, yeah. Like he didn't agree with a certain policy. Kim Jong Un got, super angry, super autistic, and decided to just kill his own uncle.
Was it-
No,
but-
not kill him. Erase him. He was gone from every He was gone from everything that ever tied him to the family.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, he was gone.
He erased him from. Wait, was his uncle he was an important figure in North Korean history, right? Like he was like a big.
He was
huge,
a part of
leader.
He was a part of Kim Jong Il's saga in history. Too.
Yeah, he helped play a role in a lot of the policies that were made.
Yeah.
And then Kim Jong Un's like, oh well, just because you didn't agree with the policy, time to erase you and change history. And people say America's bad. Like people say America's. This is probably worse than Nazi Germany, to be honest.
Well, and see, here's the funny thing. He's got the balls to do that, but the moment he decided he wanted to take Trump on in a nuclear war, he just gave up. Because apparently on a phone call with Donald Trump in 2019, he was like, I've got all these nuclear weapons and I can blow you up. And Trump goes, sure, you may have a red button, but I've got a bigger red button and I'm not afraid to press it, unlike you.
Here's the thing, too, that a lot of the media doesn't know about North Korea, but most of their weapons, like their nuclear warheads and a lot of their weaponry from their time period or of their country aren't modern.
Nope.
It's from Cold War era. So it's outdated as shit.
The only reason why they got
it isn't even a threat.
See, the biggest reason why they even have nuclear weapons is because of all the hacks they've been doing over the last 2 decades. The amount of ransomware, government espionage, bank hackings, you name it. They've been doing it.
Pacts and agreements with Russia that they've done.
With China also.
Yeah, because the labor camps in North Korea ship people from their labor camps to Russian or Chinese labor camps. And then those countries give North Korea income.
Yeah, and usually in the form of cryptocurrency. Either cryptocurrency or sellable goods.
Wait, North Korea uses cryptocurrency?
Yes, Bitcoin specifically. Bitcoin and you...
I thought that was only America.
No, it started in the U.S., but almost every country, every major country you can think of, has either a Bitcoin or Ethereum account.
Wait, which country banned Bitcoin? Was that China?
That was... it may have been China, but I doubt it.
I know it was either China or Mexico. I know it was some country.
Mexico didn't ban it. Mexico has it.
I remember. I know it was probably China or Japan.
China banned cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, it was China. Yeah, I was right.
Because they aren't trackable.
I remember reading a news article about it, how China banned cryptocurrency, and it claims it's ruined. It's like a scam and all this other.
It hurt their economy because it allowed free trade, which China's openly against.
Yeah, China's openly. Yeah, a lot of them countries are openly against free trade. North Korea, especially, you die basically.
Which is funny because they are extremely dependent on free trade in order to continue getting the materials necessary to supply their army and supply their supreme leader with food.
The problem is, Timbs, it's the government wants to use free trade, but they don't want the people benefiting. They don't want the people becoming better than the government. That's what it is.
Well, of course, welcome to a authoritarian government. Very simple. Here's
another factor, though. 95% of the military of North Korea is literally just hand-me-downs from the previous soldiers.
Yep.
It's not even the same. It's not anything new or special or anything good. It's stuff from the 60s and 70s.
Most of their weaponry
literally are torn to shit and they still have to wear them. There were stories of people literally dying just because of their fucking shoes and shit. Yeah, regarding the military.
Yeah, that's
And the military service in North Korea is required by 10 years. They have to do 10 years of military service in North Korea. It's mandatory.
Yep, all males like from 18 to like my age have to be in the military.
And then they have certain divisions for women too.
Yep, not only that,
which are probably horrendous. No doubt in my mind.
Well, we'll do you one better during 2020 in with the COVID era, as I'm going to call it. Anyone who got COVID, the military came into their house, shot them, shot who else lived in the house, and if you had to be relatives of them, you had one of two options: be admitted to a hospital where you may or may not be experimented on, or be shot and killed on the spot. That was your choice.
Damn, they just killed you for just being
North
sick.
Korea can afford hospitals.
Well, again, I don't know about the hospital part.
I want to go to a North Korean hospital. I bet that sounds like fucking. I bet you they ain't got shit.
They probably can't afford it, but Kim Jong Un just probably doesn't want to fund the hospitals. He probably doesn't.
He funds the hospital that is nearby his kingdom. That's it.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah, because he only cares about himself and the high-ranking people that
or his
dick, basically.
friends.
I mean, North Korea is basically like Germany, like Hitler era. Let's be real.
I was
like,
actually, you know what's funny? You just took that right out of my mouth.
Army in unison, kind of like how the SS was and the German.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that for those who hadn't studied history, this is what Hitler wanted. This is the kind of thing he wanted, and I guarantee you, if Hitler was the
end plan of the war, basically,
I guarantee you, if Hitler was still alive for some fucking reason, he was still alive. If he was looking at North Korea right now, he would be fucking praising the living hell out of Kim Jong Un and his whole goons.
Imagine Kim Jong Un is Hitler reincarnated. Joke.
You know, I don't really care because what are they gonna fucking do? Come here and try to kill me? Have fun. Have fun figuring out where I am, fuckers.
Imagine everybody on the show right now just gets a knock at the door right now.
The message was clear.
Please.
You've been criticizing the regime.
All right, I'm continuing the video, guys, so we can get through it.
Yeah, you can.
Was paramount, and any deviation was met with swift and merciless retribution. Alongside these purges, political oppression was rampant. A freedom of speech, a fundamental human right in most parts of the world, was non-existent in North Korea.
Still is.
The state controlled every aspect of information, from the media to education, crafting narratives that served the regime's interests.
Say something about that.
Any dissent, any voice of...
Pause it real quick.
It's supposedly a pretty well known fact that anytime the head honcho leader of North Korea comes into a Pacific area, everyone is like required to clap and everything.
Yeah, they pretty much worship him like he's a god.
Yeah,
because he's touching foot.
You got eliminated pretty much.
Yeah, he's basically what the logic is he's just because he's the leader of the country, he's right no matter what. He knows all. He has to know all. Everybody's dumb.
He's their god. That's why.
Yeah,
and this is how
they're literally their religion in North Korea is he is God.
Said they were a cult because that's literally cult behavior because
they are
cults do.
Yeah, he's basically
wait. Didn't you say an American cult was connected to North Korea?
Yeah, the Finders was buying children from North Korea.
Cult. Yeah, the Finders.
Yeah, it was covered on the Cheerios episode. They were connected to North Korea, Malaysia, and multiple other countries where they were buying children.
And you know what I say to all that? Fuck all y'all.
What?
Fuck every last one of them. Fuck them.
Hey, to be fair, it probably let them buy some noodles for once in their life.
Fuck them. Fuck North Korea. Fuck their leader. He can fuck off. If he wants to know how I feel about him, here you go, buddy.
Hold on. I bet you Kim Jong Un doesn't even buy noodles. I bet you he's like, he pulls out a gun and it's like, make me some noodles, you fucking bitch, or I'm gonna kill you.
No, he doesn't
No,
even. He
that's
doesn't
what
even
he
have to
wants.
pull out guns.
No,
He
we're not
literally has
even talking
soldiers
about
just
Kim.
for that.
No. Let me make this point clear, okay? Real quick. It's not even Kim Jong Un buying or selling the children. It's their own citizens doing it.
Yep. In order to afford
Because
food.
they're that starving. Yeah. Because they're that
Yeah, but
starving
Kim
and they're
Jong-un,
that low.
like, yeah, but he still allows it. He does no way he doesn't know about it. He obviously, because he knows everything. He knows about it. He just doesn't give a shit.
No, he's intentionally doing it. And he's intentionally doing it because it keeps the people living in fear, just like Hitler did in the 30s, just like Joseph Stalin did in the 30s and 40s. Make the people live in fear, make them live without, so then when you bring them stuff, you show that you're this magnificent, you're the most tremendous God that's ever lived, and you just need to be shut the fuck up and be wiped off the face of the earth, ass clowns.
All right, I'm going to keep playing now.
Brainwashing.
Opposition was swiftly silenced, fostering an environment where fear dominated and freedom was but a distant dream. Moreover, the human rights abuses reported under Kim Jong-un's regime were numerous and heart-wrenching. Arbitrary arrests, detention without trial, torture, and public executions were common tactics employed to maintain control. The North Korean people lived under constant surveillance, their every move watched, their every word monitored. The international community has repeatedly condemned these abuses, but the isolationist policies of North Korea have made intervention difficult. The
They probably
regime's
watched him
tight
take a
grip on
shit.
information, coupled with its blatant disregard for international norms, has created a human rights crisis that continues to persist. In a world shrouded in secrecy, the citizens of North Korea lived in a constant state of fear and uncertainty. Their lives were not their own, but rather at the mercy of a regime that ruled with an
Still
iron fist.
rules.
This was a reign of
Hold on,
fear.
can you pause?
reign
Can you
where
pause this real quick? They're still living in fear. I mean, I know he's probably that's not what
He's
trying to
talking
say.
specifically. He's talking specifically in the essence of Kim Jong Un taking the throne
Oh, okay, yeah, I see.
at the start
But
of the
when
regime.
but they still live in fear though. Like they definitely 100,000% still live in fear.
Oh yeah,
Because
that's still a prevalent thing. Yeah,
Yeah, and they're
like
a lot of them like trying to escape to the south and like jump the border. Like I hear stories all the time, like on the media, of just people jumping the border to the south. And North Korea and South Korea have been having conflicts for years about it because of the North Korean citizens jumping border to the south. And North Korea is getting pissed off at South Korea because they basically, don't want to send these people back because they feel bad for them.
You want to
No,
know
no.
something else that's really sad, Triton?
Go ahead.
The same people that flee from North Korea, some of them want to go back.
Why?
To protect their family.
No, their family's already dead by the time they disappear. But they want to go back purely because they can't adjust to the outside world outside of North Korea because they're brainwashed.
Yeah, because
the way
they
are.
don't know what the outside world's like. Because that's why Kim Jong Un's doing this. Because when they do escape, he'll know that they're not adjusted to any outside world, and they're not gonna be comfortable. They're gonna want to come back. That's why he's doing it. It's a manipulation tactic that's so extreme.
Yeah.
And
To
you
a
wonder,
degree.
why a lot of like more conservative Americans say let's just fucking invade them and wreck every single part of the country bit by bit. A lot of people wonder why.
I don't think
This
we
is why
should
right
do that.
here.
Honestly, I don't think we should do that. I don't think we should, because you're just killing innocent people that have been manipulated, tortured their whole lives. We just need to invade and kill Kim Jong Un like we did to Hitler.
But you're gonna have to shred to the army, which means the inevitability of killing
Actually,
the innocent
this
people.
is one of those examples where Trump's diplomatic acts towards North Korea was a positive thing, because sure, North Korea is a shithole filled with like the amount of mayhem that exists there, but
right.
To cease conflict, it requires a conversation. No country was able to ever step foot on North Korea. Our president was the
Besides
only one at
Trump.
the time. Yeah, he was the only one to ever step foot there.
Yeah, not only
And-
that, but like that's the thing too. I can respect Trump on is he he didn't like Kim Jong Un, but he was able to put all that aside and be friendly with Kim Jong Un. So we did not get into war. Like Trump is really good at being peaceful.
He was trying to make a diplomatic. He was trying to be a diplomatic deal with Kim Jong Un, saying like, "Oh, I'll give you the aid you need if you don't constantly threaten the U.S." Like there was some agreement, disarm agreement.
The agreement was, and this was in 2017, the agreement was to stop all nuclear testing. In return, the U.S. would work with them on regaining food and clean water supplies. That was the agreement. And that's why Kim Jong-un immediately ran up to Trump and started shaking his hand, because he realized this was an opportunity to not only make him look like the greatest thing ever to his people, but actually get in stuff without having to jump through hoops to get what he wanted. Exactly. In return, giving something we wanted.
I bet you if the... Oh, I didn't mean to cut anybody off. Are y'all done, or...
We're good.
All right. Basically, like, if Kim Jong-un got all these resources, do you really think he's going to give them to the people? I mean, he's going to pretend to for, like, the outsiders to look good, but I doubt, like, he would use the resources. Because I bet you Kim Jong-un does have a lot of money saved up, but he just doesn't use it because his castle's nice. Because I've seen, videos of, like, Trump.
See, the thing about that is their water there isn't clean. Their wells, their local like environment is fucked because of the North Korean Communist Party. Okay, but the deal would have been to estate healthy drinking water for the citizens. It didn't even have to do with Kim Jong Un directly.
It pretty much was
doesn't which I could be wrong about this, but doesn't Kim Jong Un have the resources already to like do all that?
He has most of the resources. He had most of the manpower to do so. He is choosing not to, once again, to keep full reign and control. But the reason he did this was because it was the idea that he could start pulling off the sanctions that have been slapped on his country from all the other major corporate. Like, most of the European countries don't do any business with them. They've cut everyone off. And if you're a citizen, your ass gets shipped right back. Like, that's the kind of stuff that happens. So his logic was, if I work with Trump, the United States of America, I have an opportunity to make it to where I can bring in other people from other countries, change the narrative that is true, and present my false truths to these people and convince them, oh, North Korea isn't that bad, let's go visit. It ain't that bad.
While keeping himself ahead.
Like I said, it's designed to make him look good.
Hold on. He's using the U.S. to like get more allies and get more people on his side to make North Korea a superpower. Because I'm sure he probably did. I don't know this for a fact, but he probably did study Hitler, and Hitler probably is secretly a motivation to him because he's acting a lot like Hitler.
Oh,
I bet
if
he has because a lot of these leaders do study each other.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, Triton. If he's gonna study anyone, he's gonna study the Russian communism.
No, he would have studied more Joseph Stalin.
Yeah, he would have followed Stalin. He would have Comrade Lenin and shit like that. That's what he would have followed.
Fun fact. Did y'all know that Russia and North Korea have become like besties recently? Like Putin and Kim Jong Un have been.
Yes, it was a part of a three-way business deal with China as well.
Here's the thing. Actually, from last I heard, North Korea is trying to give weapons to Russia for the war they're having.
The Ukraine war.
Yeah, the Ukraine invasion.
Yeah, that's why. That's why North Korea got involved.
Yeah, Russia's
they want Russia to win because
That's
Russia
more
and
land.
North Korea, even though Russia claims to be democracy, but Russia is like becoming like communist again because Putin himself is definitely communist, 100%.
Well,
They're not as bad as North Korea, but they're still definitely they're not a democracy.
Well, here's the thing. Even Putin said he wanted to take it back to the Soviet Union of the 1980s and 90s. He's made it pretty clear he's not interested in democracy. It's only his surrounding people that keep saying that Russia is a democracy.
And they keep pushing the
not.
democracy view. They're using
like,
Triton, they're using democracy as a falsehood for communism. That's what they're trying to do in
Bingo.
Russia. That's why anyone that speaks against their government is completely contained. But that's a whole Russia's a whole separate conversation in North Korea right now.
Yeah, we could definitely cover Russia another time.
But
yeah,
in general, yes, North Korea is allied to China and to Russia by their labor camps, 100%. That is known information. However, just because they're allied and in like partner deals, what can North Korea really bring to the table other than some 80-year-old fucking armory and 80-year-old fucking equipment that's barely usable?
No, North Korea is just trying to use these bigger countries so they become a superpower.
Or to be a more stabilized country. That's the whole plan.
Yeah.
It's not about the people. It's not about it's purely about the regime.
Yeah, no, it's all about.
It's purely about the regime, and it's purely about control. That's all it's about with North Korea.
Amen.
That's why
you're missing a key word too. It's about power. It's about how much power Kim Jong-un is. So that's what these leaders want.
If you don't have control and you don't have stability, you have power. That's the factor of it. You can't have power unless you have people under your fucking thumb.
Yep. And that's what Kim Jong-un wants. He wants these people to look at him as a god. That's why, and he's so cool and silences anybody. And
the same thing that's happening in North Korea is at our doorstep in America. It's just not prevalent. Yeah,
it's not in the same mass that people have seen.
I bet you, if me, you, Coldfire, Timbs, and so on, if we were all in North Korea, we would be dead by now by just recording this.
Yeah.
Oh, they would have. By the time we would have started,
against them kills them.
Like by the time we would have started this recording, all of us would have been surrounded by at least 20 soldiers being, instead of shot, we would have been beat.
Our mouth.
No, they just would have just beat us to death.
We wouldn't be able to upload the recording. Like, they probably have like shit in our houses, and we'll just get a knock on the door immediately.
No, here's the thing.
So I'm going to go ahead and continue the video. All right.
Good idea. Yep.
Control was maintained by instilling terror and quashing any semblance of resistance. In the midst of this reign of fear, Kim Jong-un pursued an ambition that would shake the world: nuclear power. Under the rule of Kim Jong-un, North Korea has rapidly advanced its nuclear program. This acceleration in nuclear development has been a defining feature of Kim's leadership, setting him apart from his predecessors. The young leader has aggressively pursued the development of nuclear weapons.
Imagine you're starving to death and you don't know if you're going to survive till tomorrow, but Kim Jong-un's shooting off fireworks, celebrating for a nuclear power plant that's probably going to fail in the next 10 years because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, not only that, but
much more people.
And not only that,
also another point too. Go ahead, Tim.
But it's not only that, but they're like the computers they use Microsoft's Windows 10, but they demand that their people use a specific type of Linux that they developed there that has spyware built in to keep an eye on everybody who uses the computer and for how long they use it. Like if you want to game on it, you're allowed 1 hour of gaming per day. If you game any time over that, they will clock it. And if they clock it up to a certain amount of time, that's how much you're going to spend in jail. No joke. That's exactly what they do. But yet they're dependent on the U.S. They're dependent on the U.S., Microsoft, Microsoft's Windows 11, but it's not the typical one that we're used to. No, this one's a special one that has special programs built in it designed to spy on people. How do I know about this? It's thanks to a certain thanks to a certain YouTube channel.
It's called Red Star OS,
and that was thanks to some ordinary gamers who investigated it. It's a 32-bit operating system.
Yeah, Mudahar. It uses Mozilla Firefox
as the browser.
It's a rebrand of it.
That means no Warframe Coldfire, no Wizard 101, no none of that. If you spend like an hour, like
it's based off of Windows. So it's based off of Windows XP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like fucking
Windows XP.
Which is fucking hysterical. Because the rest of them have like this up to date, like they have like up to date computers and everything. They have like the top guys. Shit. No, they don't like Apple. They hate Apple because Apple allows for privacy.
Actually, Kim Jong-un was seen with an iMac in 2013.
Oh, of course they bought one. Well, from what I understand, they hate.
Look, that's the thing. Well, hold on. You don't understand this, right? Kim Jong-un himself doesn't hate it. He doesn't want anybody else using it because he doesn't want anybody to going out the outside world. That's why he would do it himself because he wants to
go back to the picture real quick. Real quick. Go back to that picture.
Yeah, it's an iMac.
I can recognize that particular model that he's using right there. Oh yeah, that's a really old one that is easily that would be a Intel one that you could easily just wipe off Mac OS and put on whatever you want.
His father's favorite computer was the MacBook Pro 15,
which is, like I said, it's fucking hysterical because according to him, he hates anything that's Apple, but yet he's clearly shown right here using an Apple product. So explain that one to me.
Yeah, it's because
there's a couple videos of him.
Hold on. Hold on. He wants to say he hates it, so his people hate it because he doesn't want anybody using it. He wants to do what he wants and control everybody.
Matter of fact, he's using one of the most popular ones with the light up back. That would have been.
Hold on. Isn't Apple's from America? So
yes.
What is he doing using American product anyways? He doesn't like our culture. He doesn't like democracy. So why the fuck is he using our shit?
Because they are currently, from what I understand, they are currently working on their own OS system that's going to be different from Red Star, that apparently is going to separate itself from Windows, but they still like Windows.
Here's another point I want to bring up, right?
Instead
of using, hold on, wait. I want to finish this point, then you can go. Basically, they rather spend all their money on testing nukes instead of like buying the computers, investing the money into their own software programs, investing the money into getting food, trading, resources. They rather just sit there, and he rather just jerk off to the fact that they're launching nukes that are gonna fail in like 10 years. Basically, that's what he does. Like he's wasting his country's money on nukes and weapons. Look badass instead of actually running the country properly.
Well, I mean, again, what do you expect?
Why would you need to run a country if you own it?
Pretty much so.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why do people matter? He's never going to lose power. They're never going to do they're never capable of doing anything against him.
Also, because anyone who ever says anything about removing him from power doesn't get killed.
Is dead.
No, they don't get killed.
Gone.
No, if you didn't know about this, they have a special prison for those people. I forget the exact name of it, but this special prison hosts them, their family, and the next 3 generations of family. They're considered political prisoners, and they're subject to everything from horrific medical experiments to nuclear experiments. Everything you can think of. Name it, they do it to them. Because they even remotely challenged his power. And you wonder why I say fuck him.
And Tim's.
I bet you the North
people.
Korean.
Wait. Let me finish. And yet people complain about Guantanamo Bay.
I know, fucking right.
Like people complain about Guantanamo Bay and what we do to like ISIS or like actual terrorists against our government or against citizens and against people,
against the rights of mankind in general.
Yeah, and yet North Korea does that.
They allege that the prison is according to Kim Jong-un, the prison is apparently no longer active and was only active under his father's reign, yet they've been able to take pictures of him having prisoners there. So you tell me.
Bullshit, yeah. We can't really trust him because he wants to, look good to like the Europeans so he can gain allies, and gain trades and shit. That's the only reason why he's pretending.
He's the world's biggest fat fucking liar. He's a bigger liar than fucking Boogie 2988 could ever wish to be.
All right,
and that guy fake cancer.
And long-range missile capabilities, making significant strides in a short span of time. In the early years of his rule, the world watched as North Korea's missile tests went from sporadic to alarmingly frequent. Each successful test was a clear demonstration of the nation's growing nuclear prowess. Yet the most chilling milestone came in 2017, when North Korea claimed to have successfully tested a hydrogen bomb, a weapon far more powerful than atomic bombs. The international community was quick to react to this alarming development. The United Nations, along with several individual nations, imposed strict sanctions on North Korea in an attempt to halt its nuclear ambitions. These sanctions aim to cripple the nation's economy and put pressure on Kim Jong-un's regime. They targeted key sectors such as trade, finance, and energy, hoping to cut off the resources needed for the nuclear program. Yet, these international efforts seemed to have little effect on Kim Jong-un's determination to make North Korea a nuclear power.
Yeah, sanctions don't work on North Korea because of their partnership to the China and Russia, but Russia's so fucked right now in general that they can't really lend any kind of help or support to North Korea, and I don't see why they would bother because they're already getting fucked anyway. And then on top of that, China's economy is constantly up, whereas they could have helped North Korea, sure, but they don't really get anything out of it. They already have their own communist regime that's ultimately more successful than North Korea's because they have a booming economy, and multiple countries, including our own, are utilizing.
I'm going to say,
taking advantage of.
Well,
at least China knows what they're doing.
There's one unfortunate fact to that statement, is their housing market is about to explode.
Yeah.
And once that pops,
the population's so goddamn big. Like the population's so big. And
China
has the biggest population in the world, I think.
1.86 billion people, if I remember correctly, is how many is currently in China. That was the last time I researched it.
I think the number went up. I think last time I heard it hit 2 billion. I could be wrong, but I think that's what I heard.
17.39% of the world population is China. It's number 2 on the overall population of the world.
What was the exact number?
148,18932,048. I'm not even gonna try.
So almost 2 billion people live in China.
Oh, yeah. Basically, it's going to hit 2 billion. It'll probably hit 2 billion.
Well, yeah, because they just recently lifted the ban on one children, meaning that you're allowed to have 2 children now. 1 boy, 1 daughter, that's it. And
if they had that whole ban, hold on. If they have that whole ban, right, in China and America, you can have like 60 kids if you want. How come China's population is so fucking big?
Because they put the ban in right about the early 2000s, if I remember correctly, late 90s, early 2000s, because for the longest time they didn't have a ban. I forget which leader did it.
America doesn't have a ban either. Like America, there are people with 20, 30 kids.
Well, you have to understand that China has a different China has a different culture of understanding how children are comparatively to the U.S.
True, yeah.
And not only that, but you also have to think of where a lot of the children were being born comparatively again to the U.S.
Australia, New Zealand, Russia, Europe, excluding Russia, South America, U.S. and Canada. Ultimately, their combined population is still lower than China's.
Can we continue the video, or is it almost done?
Yeah, we can continue the video. It's got like 2 minutes left.
Despite the sanctions, the tests continued, and North Korea's nuclear capabilities only seemed to grow. Kim Jong-un's regime appeared undeterred by the global outcry, maintaining that their nuclear program was essential for their national security. These nuclear ambitions have not only caused global alarm, but have also led to a tense and unpredictable geopolitical landscape. The world watches with bated breath as North Korea continues to flex its nuclear muscles, its intentions and next moves shrouded in mystery. Despite international condemnation, Kim Jong-un remained undeterred in his pursuit of nuclear power. As we look towards the future, the question remains, what lies ahead for North Korea under Kim Jong-un? As we gaze into the crystal ball of geopolitics, the future of North Korea is shrouded in uncertainty, much like its reclusive leader. On the political front, will Kim Jong-un's iron-fisted rule continue unabated, or will we see a shift towards liberalization? Economically, will North Korea persist in its isolationist stance, or will it open its doors to foreign investments, potentially ushering in a new era of prosperity? And what about the North Korean people? Will their social conditions improve, or will they continue to bear the brunt of harsh realities? These are questions that no one can definitively answer.
They're
As the world
definitely going
watches
to
this
continue the harsh
intriguing
reality.
nation, we can only speculate, hope, and wait. The future of North Korea under Kim Jong-un remains as enigmatic as the man himself.
Honestly, my opinion on it is I think North Korea is definitely going to be a shithole still. And then whoever, like once Kim Jong-un finally passes away, whoever takes his spot will probably just be as bad and as evil and as a piece of shit as him, because he'll probably raise that son, whoever he has, to be
Kim Jong-un, there was a situation where he got COVID and almost died. And so the question was like, who would take over his reins? And it would be his daughter.
Yep.
Who was ultimately who was a preteen at the time and probably still is. But she is like his most loved and respected child and is ultimately more evil than he is.
Yeah, she's fucking, like, some of the things that I've read about that she's allegedly said or done has disturbed me on levels that I don't even know where to begin. And I would fear even more.
We could do a whole separate episode on her if y'all want. We can do more research and do an episode on her.
I'll definitely keep my door open for that one as I'm dipping my toes into politics. Especially with the election coming up.
But basically, it's like, North Korea. It's like I do feel bad for the citizens that get born there, because like they don't because for one you don't ask to get born, and you don't get to pick the place you're at, and you're born basically on the worst place on Earth, one of the worst places on Earth, and you basically have no freedom. You can't think for yourself.
Kim Yo Jong, I think, is the name of the chick. And people were memeing her for a while because there was like a picture of her that leaked of her like running to Kim Jong-un's aid with like a piece of bread in her mouth. So it became a meme.
Oh, that sounds funny. That
sounds.
Let me pull up the picture. Yeah, here it is.
Oh, and then no.
Should I just like show it on stream?
Yeah, go ahead. Pop it up on the screen. Cool. I want to see this.
Yeah, go so ahead. Here it is. Let me open.
Oh my god, yes.
They memed the fuck out of it, and then they were like, we're gonna draw her as an anime girl.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Meme the fuck out of her.
My little sister can be a dictator.
My little sister can be a dictator. Yes.
Wait. I thought North Korea didn't respect women like that. So how come they're gonna let his daughter?
Because Kim Jong Un, because it's literally his daughter. It's his right hand.
That's isn't that his only child too, if I remember correctly?
No, he has like multiple children, but this is the one that literally has the highest chance of. She's currently
it's
the
probably
head.
because of how evil she is. That's probably
She's currently ahead of the WPK, which is the regime under Kim Jong Un directly.
Damn.
She's directly his right hand. The only person above her is him. That is the only. She has no concern for her safety because she is ultimately
Listen, no one's going to want to touch her because if they touch her, they're going to have to deal with him. And like I already described what's going to happen if that.
Instant death. She's considered. She's probably the Virgin Mary in their construct.
Not only that, but I guarantee.
Yep.
I feel bad for the guy that hits on her. I feel so bad for the guy because I can already see where that's going to go.
He has 3 sisters.
Oh, he's dead. That guy's dead.
What I see what happening worse is that she's gonna get to take him to Keem's sex dungeon, and oh boy, the things that are gonna be done in that dungeon.
Do they actually have that? Are you trolling? Oh no, wait, Timbs, are you trolling or is that a real thing?
No, I don't think they. It may be possible they have a sex dungeon. I wouldn't be particularly shocked, but I've never heard of one being in North Korea.
I wouldn't be shocked either, to be honest, especially with how evil the mind is and how
fucking cruel those people are. I wouldn't be particularly.
Oh, well, they do say pleasure palace.
Well, there you go. I'm technically right. I'm technically right.
He selects every year. No, hold up. Every year he selects 25. Triton. Every year he selects 25 virgins
to serve him in his palace squad. Claims dictator who says she was shortlisted for the dictator's card.
Oh hell!
Oh my God!
No, they're getting fuck. I don't even want to say the word, but they're getting. You know what?
Yeah, this is the. This is one of the chicks that I was like that popped up on my fucking feed forever because she actually has like real. She was almost a part of his harem, and then she escaped and ended up coming to the U.S. and telling her story. And she was on Joe Rogan. She was on a couple different other shows and stuff. And the story she has is fucking sad.
Oh yeah,
it's just fucking cool, bro.
When we end the recording, can you send me a link for that? Because I want to watch. I'll watch it on my free time.
That's one of her clips I wanted to pull up, but I don't think we should have it on this show. We can have it for like a part 2 of North Korea because that video.
We'll definitely cover North Korea again because that's the thing, guys. There's a lot of shit with North Korea. You think this is it? There's a lot more lore that we could definitely monetize this and make money off of this if we just keep on covering North Korea. But there's also other topics I want to cover too, like other countries that are just as bad as North Korea in their own way.
Let me explain the amount of angles with North Korea before we head off. So there's the North Korean black markets. There's the North Korean slave trade.
Yep.
There's the North Korean death squads.
Yep.
There's the North Korean facilities, which is like Tim said earlier, the prison facilities, the pleasure palaces, and the dictator like public executions. There's the North Korean like infant trade, which is fucking horrendous. And the sex trades, which are all absolutely horrendous.
And it's also done in the schools too.
I could imagine a North Korean cartels probably exist involving drug trafficking.
Yes. Actually, you're right. They exist. They're just not talked about that much because most of the money goes right back to the government. In return,
but in general, North Korea is the epicenter of filth.
Trying to help you understand it a little bit. Imagine Al Capone if Al Capone got to be Adolf Hitler and got to be a mobster in North Korea. That's pretty much what that trade is like. That is literally what it's like. It's like fucking Adolf Hitler and Al Capone had a baby, and that was the mob that's in North Korea.
That's basically.
I would say Stalin. I wouldn't say Hitler directly. I mean, fascism has its own.
No, I'm talking about the leaders.
Hold on.
I'm talking about the leader of that mob in North Korea. I'm not talking about the leader of North Korea.
Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt, but Coalfire, do you have anything, like any opinions? Because you haven't talked. I want to give you room to speak. Coalfire?
My mic messing up.
But
All
go
right,
ahead.
All right, speak. Go ahead. I can hear you.
Well, basically, there are a lot of messed up things I do say that does go on in North Korea that I've heard.
Well, my Twitter poll actually, you got to answer this question. My Twitter poll says that you should move to North Korea. Should you move to North Korea?
I mean,
You want to live there?
I mean, if I was probably able to take over the regime, yeah, probably would. But like, if I'm not
if
able
you
to do
try,
that,
if you try that Coalfire, if you try that, they're gonna kill you immediately. Because if you or put you in that prison, either that or they'll put you in that prison Tim's was talking about earlier, where
They
it's
would be
like a
testing
political
on.
prison.
They would find new cures to autism via bullet.
Yeah,
No, cures of no. I got a better one for you. It would be cures via of a titanium strap-on. That's what it would be using.
They'll basically make a nuke called the Coalfire Jack nuke.
Yeah.
And it would be in the shape of a giant dildo. It would be a literal dildo missile.
I know this is getting into a conspiracy level kind of
autism.
Imagine yeah, it's getting into autistic, but imagine North Korea actually uses people's body parts as nukes somehow, some like weird scientific way.
You know what I could see happening if we sent Coldfire to North Korea? He would end up banging Kim Jong-un's sister and becoming the new dictator.
I could fucking see that. And I was going to say that myself, too. So you beat me to the punch.
She would be fascinated by his autism to the point it'd be like...
Oh my god, he would be so fucking fascinated.
Romance novel.
I see
like a North Korean anime.
I see Coalfire banging Kim Jong-un himself. Maybe Coalfire can take the evil out of him.
Bounce. Bounce.
Alright, so I guess we're done with the episode, right? I guess we
all right, I'm gonna do the outro then. Appreciate everybody coming on to the show. This was a fun episode. Let me know what y'all think about North Korea. Would you guys go to North Korea? Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys would live in North Korea. I hope it's a no, but who knows? I mean, we accept all different opinions, so who knows? Anyways, it's been me, Triton. Make sure you check out Tim's since he's on guest and he came on the show. Make sure you join Zoron's Discord, Obscuria, since he came on the show too. And follow the co-host on Twitter and join our Discord, like, comment, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.
Signing out. Good night, everybody.